So picture this. Elon Musk, the man who's basically a walking headline, decides to shake things up a bit. He's got this big business dinner lined up with the board members of one of his many companies. Let's say SpaceX, because, rockets and all that jazz. But instead of rolling in with a high-profile executive or a tech guru, he shows up with someone completely unexpected. His housekeeper. Yeah, you heard that right. His housekeeper. Now let's pause for a second and think about this. You're Elon Musk, the billionaire extraordinaire, and you have access to a network of the most influential people on the planet. You could invite anyone, CEOs, scientists, celebrities, but instead you bring along the person who cleans your house. What's going on in his head? Is it a power move? A publicity stunt? Or is it something deeper? So there they are, sitting at this lavish dinner table, surrounded by the crème de la crème of the business world. And I can just imagine the looks on the board members' faces when they see Elon walk in with his housekeeper. You've got these high-powered executives, probably in their tailored suits, sipping on their expensive wine. And here's Elon, casually introducing her like she's the guest of honor. You can almost hear the collective gasp, right? But here's where it gets really interesting. As dinner unfolds, she starts speaking up. At first, everyone's polite, but you can sense the tension. I mean, how often do you see a housekeeper at a business dinner? But then, she starts sharing her thoughts, real, raw insights about the company's direction, about innovation, about what it's like to see the world from her perspective. And suddenly, it's like the room shifts. You see, she's not just some nameless employee. She's a person with experiences, observations, and a unique viewpoint that the board members have likely never considered. She talks about how the company's innovations impact everyday lives, how the technology they're developing could change the world for people who don't have access to the same resources as them. And you can feel the energy in the room changing. Those stuffy suits start to listen, really listen. Imagine the shock on their faces. They came expecting a typical corporate dinner filled with jargon and high-level discussions, and instead, they're being called out on their ivory tower mentality. It's a wake-up call. And you know what? That's the power of perspective. Sometimes the most profound insights come from the most unexpected places. As she speaks, you can see Elon just nodding along, a proud smile on his face. He knows what he's doing. He's not just challenging the status quo, he's redefining it. He's showing everyone that leadership isn't just about titles. It's about inclusivity, about valuing every voice, no matter how low on the corporate ladder it may seem. And by the end of the night, the board members are left pondering their own biases, their own assumptions about who has the right to speak in a business setting. They're confronted with the reality that innovation doesn't just happen in boardrooms. It happens in homes, in communities, and in the everyday lives of people who are often overlooked. So what's the takeaway here? It's simple. Never underestimate the power of a fresh perspective. Sometimes the most valuable insights come from the most unexpected sources. And in a world that often prioritizes status and titles, it's a reminder that every voice matters. Who knows? Maybe the next great idea for your company is sitting right under your nose, in the most unlikely of places.